If you are over 60, there is something very important I want you to hear today. Your kidneys can lose strength slowly and quietly, long before there is a big warning sign. Many people think they will feel it right away if their kidneys are under stress, but that is often not how it works. And one of the biggest things that affects kidney health after 60 is hiding in plain sight. It is the food on your plate. The surprising part is that some of the best foods for kidney support are simple, affordable vegetables that many people overlook or prepare the wrong way. So today, I want to walk you through 5 powerful vegetables doctors often recommend as part of a kidney-friendly eating pattern, and I also want to show you the hidden mistakes that can cancel out the benefit without you even knowing it. This matters so much after 60 because your kidneys are working for you all day and all night. They help remove waste. They help balance fluids. They help control important minerals in the blood. They also work closely with your heart and blood pressure. So when your kidneys are under pressure, your whole body can feel it. You may notice swelling, tiredness, changes in urination, or just a feeling that something is not quite right. And here is the part many people miss. Kidney health is not only about what to avoid. It is also about what to include. The right vegetables can support a more balanced, lower sodium way of eating that is kinder to your kidneys, your heart, and your blood pressure at the same time. Now, before we get into the list, I want to say this in a caring and honest way. If you have chronic kidney disease, if your doctor has told you that your potassium is high, if you are on dialysis, or if you take several medications, please talk with your healthcare team before making major diet changes. Some vegetables that are helpful for one person may need to be limited for another, depending on lab results and kidney function. And if you ever have chest pain, trouble breathing, severe weakness, major swelling, very little urine, or new confusion, please get medical help right away. If you care about staying independent, protecting your kidney health, and keeping your body stronger after 60, I would love for you to subscribe and join our community. And please leave me a comment with your age, or tell me which healthy habit you are trying to improve right now. Maybe it is drinking more water, cutting back on salt, walking more, or cooking at home more often. I read those comments, and they help me create videos that truly support you and your family. Let's begin with the first vegetable, and this one may not get enough attention. Red bell peppers. I like red bell peppers for kidney-friendly meals for a very simple reason. They bring flavor, color, and freshness to a plate without pushing you toward salty sauces or processed foods. That matters because too much sodium can make your body hold on to fluid. When that happens, blood pressure can rise, swelling can get worse, and the kidneys and heart can both feel the strain. Many people after 60 are already trying to manage blood pressure, and food choices like this can quietly support that goal every single day. Red bell peppers are also easy to use, and that matters more than most people realize. A healthy food only helps if you will actually eat it. You can slice them into eggs in the morning, add them to a turkey sandwich at lunch, toss them into soup, or roast them with a little olive oil and garlic at dinner. They make simple meals taste brighter, and that can help when you are trying to cut back on salt and do not want your food to feel bland. I often tell patients that the right food plan should feel realistic, not punishing. Red bell peppers make that easier. Now here is a very common mistake. People buy a healthy vegetable, then drown it in bottled dressing, canned soup base, or salty seasoning blends. Suddenly, a smart food choice turns into a high-sodium meal. So if you want the benefit, keep it simple. Fresh herbs, lemon juice, black pepper, onion, and garlic can do a lot of heavy lifting when it comes to flavor. And when you give your taste buds a little time, you often find that you do not miss all that salt as much as you thought you would. The second vegetable is cabbage, and I want you to stay with me on this one, because cabbage may sound plain, but it is one of the most useful foods for older adults who want a gentle, budget-friendly, kidney-supportive meal pattern. Cabbage is flexible. It can be cooked soft if chewing is an issue. It can be shredded raw for crunch. It can go into soups, skillets, stir-fries, and warm side dishes. It also helps stretch meals, and that can make healthy eating more affordable, which is important for many families right now. There is another reason cabbage deserves a place on this list. It fits beautifully into the kind of eating pattern that supports blood pressure and cuts back on heavy processed foods. That is a big deal because packaged meals, restaurant foods, and ready-made side dishes are often loaded with sodium. Many people do not realize that the real kidney problem is not always the food they cook at home. It is the convenience foods they rely on when life gets busy or they feel tired. Cabbage gives you a simple way to build a fuller plate at home without reaching for those high-salt shortcuts. Let me paint a picture you may know well. It is late afternoon. You are tired. Maybe your feet feel a little heavy. Maybe your blood pressure has been running high. You want something easy. So you open a frozen dinner or a canned meal because it feels quick and harmless. But that quick meal may contain far more sodium than your kidneys and heart would like. Now compare that with a simple bowl of homemade soup with cabbage, onions, carrots, and a little lean protein. That second meal often feels lighter, warmer, and more supportive to the body. This is how small changes work. Not through drama. Through repeatable choices. The third vegetable is cauliflower, and this one is especially helpful because it can replace heavier, saltier, more processed foods without making you feel deprived. Cauliflower is one of my favorite examples of a smart swap. If you are trying to protect kidney health after 60, you do not always need to think in terms of adding more and more foods. Sometimes the bigger win is replacing foods that put extra strain on the body. Cauliflower can become a soft mash, a warm roasted side dish, or a simple addition to soups and stews. It is filling without being too heavy, and that matters for people who want meals that support energy instead of dragging them down. That matters for another reason too. Many people over 60 are not dealing with just one health concern. They may be thinking about blood pressure, blood sugar, swelling, weight changes, or low energy all at once. A vegetable like cauliflower fits nicely into a calm, balanced meal plan that does not push the body too hard in one direction. And when healthy eating starts to feel simpler, people are more likely to stay with it. That is what we want. Not perfection for 3 days. Progress that lasts for months and years. Now let's talk about number 4, and this one is so common that many people forget how powerful it can be. Onions. Onions support kidney-friendly cooking in a practical way because they bring deep flavor without relying on extra salt. This is important because a lot of people do not really crave salt itself. What they crave is flavor. When food tastes flat, they add salt. When food smells rich and savory from onions cooking in a pan, they often need much less salt to feel satisfied. That is not a small thing. That is one of the smartest kitchen tricks you can use after 60 if you are trying to protect your kidneys and keep your meals enjoyable. Onions also pair well with almost everything. Eggs, fish, chicken, lean ground turkey, soups, green beans, cabbage, cauliflower, all of it. If you start cooking with onions more often, you may notice that it becomes easier to eat at home and easier to say no to packaged sauces and takeout meals. And that can support not only kidney health, but also blood pressure and heart health. I want to make this simple. Sometimes the foods that help most are not the ones with flashy headlines. They are the ones that make healthy cooking easier day after day. The 5th vegetable is green beans, and I like ending the list with green beans because they remind us of something important. Healthy eating does not have to be complicated. Green beans are familiar. They are easy to cook. They work with many meals. And for many older adults, familiar foods are easier to keep on hand and easier to prepare consistently. That matters. If a food is too trendy, too expensive, or too confusing, it often disappears after 1 week. Green beans stay. They give you a simple side dish that can help fill the plate without needing heavy sauces or processed toppings. And now we come to the part that may help you the most, because this is where many people unknowingly go off track. It is not enough to know which vegetables are helpful. You also need to know how to prepare them in a kidney-smart way. If your vegetables are covered in cheese sauce, canned soup mix, bacon grease, or salty packaged seasoning, the benefit drops fast. If you buy canned vegetables, rinse them well when possible. If you use frozen vegetables, choose plain ones without added sauces. If you cook at home, use simple flavors like garlic, onion, herbs, lemon, vinegar, and a little olive oil. That is often enough to make food taste good while being gentler on your kidneys. Now here is the part many people never hear clearly enough. Portion size matters. Even foods that are lower in potassium or commonly included in kidney-friendly meal plans can become a problem if portions are very large and your kidneys are already struggling. More is not always better. This is especially important if you have been told you have chronic kidney disease or high potassium levels. It is one reason I always want people to think in patterns, not extremes. A balanced plate usually works better than loading up on one food just because you heard it was healthy. I also want to clear up another myth. There is no single vegetable that can cure kidney disease. There is no magic food that can reverse years of stress on the body overnight. Real health does not work that way. But there is good news in that. Your kidneys often benefit from small, steady improvements. Less sodium. More home cooking. Better blood pressure habits. Smart follow-up with your doctor. Safer use of supplements and medicines. More attention to what your body is telling you. These simple actions work together, and over time they can support better health in a real and meaningful way. This brings me to something that is often ignored on social media. Supplements and herbal products. Please be very careful here. Many people over 60 are looking for natural ways to feel better, and I understand that. But some supplements can be hard on the kidneys or may interact with your medications. So before you start anything new, especially if you already have kidney disease, diabetes, heart problems, or high blood pressure, ask your doctor or pharmacist first. That one conversation can save you from a lot of trouble. Natural does not always mean safe for the kidneys. Let's also talk about the warning signs that should never be brushed aside. If you notice swelling in the ankles or around the eyes, changes in how much you urinate, unusual tiredness, nausea, muscle weakness, or blood pressure that is getting harder to control, those are good reasons to check in with your healthcare professional. These signs do not always mean kidney disease, but they deserve attention. And if symptoms are severe, sudden, or scary, do not wait for a video or a home remedy. Get help right away. The goal is not fear. The goal is paying attention early, when you often have more choices. Here is something else I want you to remember. Food works best when it becomes part of a routine. You do not need to redo your whole kitchen in one afternoon. You do not need to throw everything away and start over tomorrow. Start with one change. Add onions and peppers to breakfast. Use cabbage in a soup this week. Roast cauliflower instead of opening a salty box side dish. Steam green beans for dinner 2 nights this week. These may sound like small choices, but that is often how strong habits are built. Quietly. Repeatedly. Kindly. And if you are caring for a parent, a spouse, or another loved one, I want to speak to you for a moment too. You do not have to make gourmet meals to support someone's kidney health. The best meals are often simple and familiar. A plate with a lean protein, a gentle vegetable, and less salt can be a loving act of care. If your loved one is tired, confused by food rules, or taking many medications, keep things easy and consistent. And bring questions to the next doctor visit. Caregivers carry a lot, and you deserve support too. So let's pull this together. The 5 vegetables I want you to remember are red bell peppers, cabbage, cauliflower, onions, and green beans. Not because they are magic. Not because they promise a cure. But because they can help you build meals that are lower in sodium, easier to enjoy, and more supportive to the kidneys after 60. They can help replace some of the processed foods and salty habits that quietly put extra pressure on the body. And they do it in a way that feels practical, not extreme. If I could leave you with one simple next step, it would be this. Pick just one of these vegetables and use it in one homemade meal this week. That is all. Do not try to be perfect. Just begin. Then notice how it feels to take one calm, sensible step toward protecting your kidneys, your heart, and your independence. And if this message helped you, please subscribe, share it with someone you love, and tell me in the comments which vegetable you are putting on your plate first. I would truly love to know.